The prisoners that I convicted months ago was nowhere to be found. Both the prisoners from two infamous cases that was circulating around Twilight Village. Interestingly, those two cases are the ones who kept me in the dark for ages, and one of them is connected to me. TCTVC File 497 is the case of the missing child, or the missing doll. 9 Granger disappeared at the year 905, and the mysteries of this case was never solved. TCTVC File 505 is the case of the murder of my father, Ivor Belli. The crime scene was assumed to be in cell area 295, but a warden Jared and a prisoner Deborah gave a strange testimony. They said that they saw Ivor's corpse in cell area 1408. This disturbs me a lot at the time. Cell area 1408 is a non-existent cell area due to the architect's miscalculation. Until then, 10 months after their testimony, cell area 1408 revealed itself to me. It suddenly appeared in front of me when I walked down into the corridor connecting cell area 1403 and cell area 1409. I was scared, but I breathed into cell area 1408. Surely, it was a blunder. The light suddenly vanished, and the door behind me suddenly disappears. The temperature suddenly drops, and I thought it was the end of me. I tried to traverse deeper into the dungeon. It was a labyrinth. I made a turn and found an exit, which I was confused. When I entered this haunted place, there was a turn near the exit, but now it was just a straight corridor to the exit. But I'm glad that I'm out of the haunted dungeon. For once, I thought I was done. I woke up in the midnight. I can't sleep well. Something has been bothering me. The first thing I opened my eyes, I was sleeping in the dungeon on my bed, the same sequence I had for the past 9 years. Before I lied on behalf of my friend, Gordon. I lied in the courtyard and shamed myself. I hid myself these 9 years in cell area 1406. That night, I went to cell area 1410 to check the prisoners. The new prisoners were there, alright, but the old prisoners that I convicted years ago was still on large. Walking down into the corridor that connects cell area 1403 to cell area 1409, I saw him. Didn't think I would see him again, and didn't think that he was the child who wanted me to open the door back at cell area 295 9 years ago. The same child who made the same request to my father. So the legend was true, after all. The child, who was declared dead 2 years ago, had returned to life. But that was only a part of the legend that was true. I suspected it. I believed that he died, but I also doubted it. I suspect that he never killed himself. He tricked the whole village into thinking that he died in 913. But this was never true. And somehow, he is connected to my father's case, who got murdered the same year the child made the request. And the haunted dungeon was there again, cell area 1408. The child went into cell area 1408 with a somewhat nervous and worried face. I tried to stop him, but instead, the child shoved me aside and ran into the dungeon. "Wait! Wait!" I shouted at him. Ran into the haunted dungeon with him in attempt to stop him. Suddenly, a flash so bright that I can't see. I was back outside at the corridor. Cell area 1408 was gone. Was it all just a hallucination? Did the child actually die back in 913? And was the child I saw just my imagination? But I remembered it so clearly. I remembered my experience inside cell area 1408.